going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today what I have for you guys is the top 5 zombies updates that are coming to Black Ops 4 in 2019. So starting off with number 5, we have Dark Matter / Mastery camos. So just the other day, Cherrick put out an official statement over on the Reddit, which essentially broke down the upcoming National 115 celebration, January the 15th, where there will be a massive update to zombies, but they did specifically state that after this giant update, so at some point in late January, possibly the final week of January, they'll be adding in the ability to equip Dark Matter and Mastery camos over in zombies. But from what I understand, hopefully I didn't misinterpret their statement here, there will be separate challenges to unlock Dark Matter and various Mastery camos within zombies. You won't just be able to equip the Dark Matter you may already have for multiplayer or some of those Mastery camos that you're already using in Blackout. So you guys can correct me down below in the comments section, but every time I reread their official statement, I'm under the impression that there's going to be a whole different set of challenges to unlock such camos within zombies. But once again, you guys probably understand that much more than I do, and you can clarify it down below in the comments. But coming up at number 4, we have new elixirs and DLC weapons. So this is something that a lot of people have been talking about. Now, we all know that on National 115 Day, we are of course getting a lot of new content within zombies, and within that new content, there are a couple of new elixirs in there, which is very exciting. But one thing I'm disappointed about is the fact that they haven't added new elixirs with DLC 1, since within Black Ops 3, every time a new map pack dropped, some new gobblegums dropped alongside the new zombie map. So it would be a really nice trend to see them drop new elixirs every time a new map releases. Maybe they'll do that within future DLCs, but we know for a fact new elixirs are coming, and they are without a doubt releasing within 2019. But along with number 4, I also included DLC weapons, since we have an official statement from Blundell where he did say the system they've incorporated within Black Ops 4 allows them to add in additional weapons within zombies compared to the system they had within Black Ops 3, where that was very difficult to do so, as with M1911 and M14. They had a little bit of trouble adding that into the zombies game mode. It took a couple of months of testing, but they eventually added it in a little while after the release of Zombies Chronicles, even though those weapons are already in multiplayer. But it seems like with Black Ops 4, there is a universal system where if they add new weapons in multiplayer or Blackout, they are able to be added to zombies. Now, it's unclear as to why the weapons aren't in zombies right now, and by those weapons I'm referring to the SWAT and the Daemon. There must be some prioritization going on over at Cherrick where they're focusing on DLC or stability right now, and then later down the line, maybe in February, we will see the inclusion of these new weapons in zombies. But moving on to number 3, we have factions. Now, we haven't heard much about factions, but based on some really interesting leaks, we know that factions are essentially very exclusive callings. Now, these callings are exclusive to one of 4 groups that you can join with a couple of your friends or a giant group. So there will be exclusive callings for each of the individual groups. Now, based on the leaked description for factions, it does sound like these are limited to just the chaos maps, since the theme of each group within factions sounds like a chaos aesthetic. So maybe they'll also incorporate factions for the ether maps as well, but essentially they sound like glorified callings, if that makes sense. So let's say you join group 1, that group will have specific callings for that week or that month. If you join group 2, 3, or 4, those groups will have their exclusive callings for that week or month, however that's going to work. And there's some type of end game system going on with that, where if you complete all those exclusive callings or your faction challenges, then there'll be some massive reward at the end. That's what we've interpreted so far from the leaks. Cherrick has not said that much about it ever since the actual reveal event for Black Ops 4, but this feature / mode has been promised for a release in 2019. So essentially, you're going to be grouping up with some friends, choosing a specific faction. There's going to be 4, and you'll be able to complete specific challenges / callings within that faction or group. Sounds really interesting. Hopefully the rewards are worth it. Something as simple as rare elixirs elixir or some really useful talisman, something of that range to make those callings worth it. But moving on to number 2, we have Grief. Now this is something that is very exciting to talk about, because ever since Black Ops 3, and more specifically when Jason Blundell was on the Zombros podcast, he mentioned that with the flip of a switch he could have added Grief into Black Ops 3, but he didn't feel like it was a replayable game mode. He didn't feel like it had that spark that would just make players fall in love with it, so they never added it in. But within Black Ops 4, this is where his statement changed. He was asked a question about Grief during a live stream, and he did mention that they're very close to the perfection they want for a return of Grief.
Well, I mean, so there was a lot of calls in the community for Grief, and we've not forgotten about Grief. But I'd also stated that I wouldn't go back to Grief until I was really happy with it, which is close.
Right.
It's close. But
that's exciting.
By the way that sounds, it really does seem like Grief will be coming within 2019. And honestly, if it's ever going to come, then it's going to be this year while Black Ops 4 is in its prime, which is really exciting because I think Grief within Black Ops 2 had a lot of potential. The replayability really wasn't there, but there should be a lot more competition implemented with a Grief game mode, a 4v4 type mode. Now, based on the stability issues the game has, I'm not sure if Black Ops 4 could really handle a 4v4 mode right now, but thanks to the authenticity stamp system, it'd be really interesting to see how the competitive side of the zombies community can benefit from the inclusion of a Grief mode. And once again, adding it on both Ether and Chaos maps would be very beneficial. Adding more than just the meat within the mode itself to keep it very competitive would also be really exciting, because once again, Black Ops 2 was a step in the right direction with new game modes. Black Ops 3 completely ignored the opportunity for new game modes altogether, but Black Ops 4 is really bringing that back, bringing back that spark of replayability with different things you can do when you play zombies. Now, a step to that new era of zombies with different game modes is of course the zombie mode known as Rush, which I find really exciting, a really good opportunity to rank up your weapons and to learn the layouts of some of the maps here in Black Ops 4. So I think more game modes like that, which get a lot of players hyped up to try something different when they play zombies, is beneficial for the current state of the zombies community. But let me know what you think of Grief down below in the comments section. What do you think should be added within a 4v4 type mode within zombies? Should they change it up from the way the format was within Black Ops 2? So they just build off of how it was in Black Ops 2? You guys can let me know. But moving on to number 1, last but definitely not least, we have the Gauntlet mode. So this has to do with National 115 Day. So on January the 15th, we'll be seeing the new game mode known as Gauntlet. Now, unfortunately, the game mode's only going to be available for Voyage of Despair starting on January 15th, with most likely the other maps to follow within a couple of weeks after the 15th, but it might make sense. If the game mode is super replayable, really has the community hyped up, then it does make sense to release the game mode for each map individually within a week-to-week basis of some sort. But the official description for Gauntlet, which has also been leaked, is as follows. Gather your crew and face the Gauntlet. Based on classic mode, each Gauntlet features 30 rounds of challenges with different rules each round. Medals and special rewards are earned at rounds 10, 20, and 30. If your crew fails to complete a round as instructed, you will get a strike. 3 strikes and it's game over. New Gauntlets will be released periodically with all new challenges, and all Gauntlet matches are timed. So get out there and set some records. Now there's also some images of the various medals you can earn within the Gauntlet mode. I'll put those on screen so you can see. And a lot of these files were found within the beta version of Black Ops 4. This hasn't been confirmed by Treyarch at this time, but it was obviously found in the PC files of the Black Ops 4 beta. So some of this information may have changed. Some things, some rules, some mechanics of Gauntlet may have been altered for the release on January the 15th. So another thing about this is that Voyage of Despair is probably the least liked map within Black Ops 4 Zombies according to the community, and I think the map itself just hasn't had enough time to shine. The Easter egg isn't too fun, it isn't really replayable, but the map's aesthetic, the layout, the beautiful re-envisioning of the Titanic, it's all there. It just needs more time, it needs more focus from the community. I think with the hectic launch of having 4 different maps with all stability issues, nobody was able to really focus on how wonderful of a map Voyage of Despair really is, despite the various problems with the Easter egg and the hectic bosses and some of the tight corridors. It's still a great map. Maybe Gauntlet could revive some of the love for Voyage of Despair that I saw some people have when the game actually released. But in terms of the mode itself, once again, as I said within number 2, this is a step in the right direction to keep people engaged, to keep people playing, building up their replayability, giving zombie players something different to do every time they log in. They're going to be going for a reward, going for an Easter egg, playing a different game mode, completing these various challenges, something different, keeping that hype alive for every DLC release. And this once again is a wonderful idea by Treyarch. I'm really happy to see where this goes. Once again, not only having Gauntlet on Voyage, but then on 9, then on Blood of the Dead, then Classified, then Dead of the Night. It's going to be interesting to see how this game mode plays differently across the different maps. But once again, let me know what you think about all of this down below in the comments section. This has been dkdynamite, and those were the top 5 updates that are coming to Black Ops 4 Zombies in 2019. Hope you guys enjoyed, everybody. Check out links down below, and peace.